Okay, let's be honest. If you were ever 11 years old, sitting in your room, waiting for your Hogwarts letter to come by owl, of course, you probably already knew which house you wanted. Some of you Ravenclaws were making pros and cons lists. And the Hufflepuffs, you were wondering if there was going to be snacks at the sorting feast. And the Gryffindors, well, they were probably practicing dramatic speeches in the mirror. So today, we're starting our journey into the astrology and mythology of the Hogwarts houses. And where else could we possibly begin except the House of Fire and Courage? And let's be real, the drama kings and queens of the castle, Gryffindor. Gryffindor is the House of Fire. Astrologically, it resonates most with the Leo energy because it's ruled by the sun, the brightest light in our sky. Leo doesn't just shine, it's a sign that reminds us that joy, courage, and creativity are acts of survival. In the zodiac wheel, Leo rules the fifth house, which is all about courage, play, love affairs, and creativity. Sound familiar? Well, that's literally the Gryffindor student handbook. They leap into adventures, fall in love dramatically, and fight for their friends like it's their life's purpose. But here's the thing. Gryffindor's courage isn't about being fearless. Astrology teaches us that fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, feel fear like everyone else. The difference is they leap through it, and that's what makes them brave. Gryffindor is that fire inside of us that says, yeah, I'm pretty darn scared, but I'm going to go first anyways. Now, let's talk about the lion. In nearly every culture, the lion is a symbol of guardianship and divine courage. In Mesopotamian myth, lions guarded the temples. And in Egypt, the lion-headed goddess, well, she represented protection and fiery justice. And in Greek mythology, the famous Neem lion, so powerful that Hercules himself needed divine strength just to defeat it. But here's the twist. Lion wasn't just about brute force. In alchemy, the red lion represents transformation, the kind of inner courage that burns away the fear and reveals spiritual gold. That's Gryffindor in mythic form. It's not just about fighting dragons. It's about fighting the inner battles too. It's about proving to yourself that your heart is stronger than your fear. But wait, it gets even better. Gryffindor's mascot isn't just a lion, it's actually a griffin. And a griffin is the most legendary creature in all of mythology. Part lion, part eagle. The griffin literally is the fusion of two kings, the lion, king of the land, and the eagle, the king of the sky. Together, they form a creature of divine guardianship, courage, and nobility. In ancient myths, griffins were known as protectors of treasures in sacred places. You couldn't get near gold without a griffin watching over it. And doesn't that sound exactly like the spirit of Gryffindor? Guardians of what is precious, not just treasure, but values, loyalty, and courage itself. Astrologically, the griffin blends the fiery courage of Leo, the lion, with the visionary air element of Aquarius, the eagle soaring to higher perspectives. That's why Gryffindors aren't just bold fighters. They're also protectors, leaders, and visionaries. They don't just guard treasure, they guard. But of course, we can't talk about Gryffindor without Godric himself. Legends paints him as a master duelist and never backing down from a fight that mattered. His sword? Pure silver with rubies, the stone of passion and vitality. And that sword just doesn't appear to anyone. It only reveals to who's worthy, which feels a lot like how astrology works, doesn't it? The stars only unlock their true power when you're ready to embody them. To me, the sword of Gryffindor is the Mars energy in the birth chart. Action, battle, courage. And the rubies? Well, that'd be the sunfire, the burning heart of vitality that fuels every Gryffindor and their decisions. So let's imagine the person of Gryffindor. If I was building their chart, I'd say they'd have a Sun in Leo, a Mars in Aries, maybe a Sagittarius rising. This is a person who will defend their friends at all costs, jump headfirst into wild adventures, and probably argue pretty passionately over who gets the last pizza slice. But here's the catch. Gryffindors can also be impulsive. They don't always think before they leap. And sometimes their pride gets in their way. And because of that, they can burn out from always trying to be the hero. But isn't that also kind of part of their charm? They remind the rest of us that living life with full-hearted passion is worth the risk. At their best, the Gryffindor person is the leader who says, "Follow me, I'll go first." And they're the artists who put their souls on the table. They're the knights who fights the dragon, not for glory, but because it's what's the right thing to do. So, Gryffindor isn't just a Hogwarts house. It's an archetype, that solar hero, that lion-hearted one, the fire that pushes humanity forward. Whether in astrology, mythology, or legend, Gryffindor energy reminds us that courage isn't about being fearless. It's about being afraid and stepping forward anyways. So tell me, would the Sorting Hat have placed you in Gryffindor? Or would you have begged for something else? Leave me your house in the comments below, because on our next episode, we'll journey into the stars and myths of another house. So I just want to make this last little note. Don't worry, Hufflepuff. Your turn is coming, even though you're often kind of left behind. And who knows? There might just be snacks